Boy NAT. I believe today is the 23rd, November 23rd, Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. It's your boy NAT, aka H2OACHE space 2 space O, no doubt. Most definitely, if you don't, you should already know. Just on my daily path, going to work. I'm headed to Montgomery, PA. Just driving, man, listening to some tunes, man. So I'm hoping that you guys have a safe morning commuting, doing whatever it is you're doing today, and pray for safe passage and just for blessings and favor, man, from the Most High. So these guys, y'all take it easy, y'all be safe, man. It's your boy NAT, LAMBCHOP Express.
As this bread from heaven, this bread of life. We saw earlier when we how Jesus is that Passover lamb, and how when we gather before the Lord's Supper, we are remembering and also following through with the perpetual reminder of God's provision in and through the Exodus. That he gives a perpetual reminder for Israel and says that this is to be a forever thing. And that through the Lord's Supper, we are keeping this forever thing. But now we see him not only in the Lord's Supper, but we also see him as this bread from heaven. We see him as the fulfillment of this type of God's provision for his people in the midst of the desert. We also saw his presence with his people in the cloud. Today we look at the bread more carefully, and we look at the way that Israel interacts with God through the bread, and the way that God interacts with and shapes Israel through the giving of the bread. This would become important as later on Israel will be tempted to forget God as their provider. They would forget that God is the one who gives us this day our daily bread. How are they going to forget that? Well, they're going to come into a land that...
All right, you guys, wanted to say I didn't never really touch on it, but I wanted to say LIP, man. It's kind of like the opposite of rest in peace. I say LIP, live in peace, because I believe that if you make it to paradise and make it through the pearly gates, you'll be living in peace. So live in peace, Vadi Baka, man. You know, I just came to start listening to him the past couple years, and one thing I always talk about, right, is that I I can never just fully agree with anybody on earth about everything. You know, that some things I might agree a lot of things with people, but you know, I try to pull all the good from different people, and I try to like avoid debates and stuff like that. But I think there is it is very necessary. It's a necessary thing to debate and everything. But one thing we're not gonna do is argue about the word, and you know how I'm carrying my life out in the eyes of the Most High. You know, because everybody has fault, and we all need to grow and have a daily practice in trying to get close to the Most High. But I don't want to get off subject. I wanted to say that living power Vadi Baka, man. You know, it's unfortunate. To a lot of people who know, you know, he passed away a couple months ago, and I just never said nothing about it. It bothers me. I know that in life, you know, death is a part of life, and I'd imagine he's in a better place, and you know, he really gave his life to the Most High, and winning souls, and trying his best to break down what he felt in his ruach, you know, in his spirit, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, live in peace, Vadi Baka, man. It's your boy NAT. It's LAMBCHOP Express, man. You know, hoping that everybody's all right on this beautiful Sunday, man. Oh, you a Sunday driver? Yeah, I am a Sunday driver, man. I like Sunday driving because there ain't that much traffic, man, early in the morning. And early in the new light, you know. But, yeah, I'm just vibing out, man. Just riding, so, you know. Peace and blessings to everybody, man, whether you celebrate the holidays or not. This year's almost over, and you just guys be safe, man, whatever you're doing out there with your family, man. Just be careful and make sure never to do too much, man. That's all we can do. Yeah, it's your boy J Nat, man, Lamb Chop Express, and I'm just sitting here with my thoughts, and I'm always, always grateful, man, always grateful, and never trying to be hateful, but putting my best foot forward, man, and out here just in the pursuit of happiness, and not like everything's always happy, but just living my life, and grateful to God, man, that everything's going pretty smooth, man, and not really keeping up with too many current events as far as on a daily, because there ain't nothing out here really too much exciting me for nothing. I'm not really too into sports. Some dudes might think that's lame, but I might look at a couple highlights here and there sometimes, but my life ain't really driven by sports and gambling and all that stuff. You heard about them dudes in the NBA was gambling here recently. I'm not surprised. That's like the old school. There's nothing never new under the sun. That's like when Pete Rose was gambling. It's all the same to me. It's just ain't nothing's really changed but the day, and nothing really can surprise us with the buffoonery that be going on in this world. But through all in all, we just grateful for every day, man, because a lot of us we're not blessed with some people just don't know the difference between an actual blessing from the Most High and something that's disguised as a blessing. And we just try our best to just be humble, man. That's it. I don't really want to get to preaching, but I'm just always an advocate of get up and work hard, and be grateful for the things that you have, and change the situation if you don't like it, because nobody's gonna do anything for you, and we gotta try our best to just be positive to people that we engage, whoever we do engage, so that's just like a daily life practice for me. And that's what I do on my days off. I try to do some outdoors, and lately here I just been at home doing some handiwork here and there, and fixing things at the house. That it always feels good to do little projects and stuff, but I just hope that you guys is alright out there. I'm living this family life, and living the dream. I'm married with a couple kids, and never thought I'd be where I'm at now, and just being optimistic about the future, taking one day at a time, and just never making excuses. And it's not about being arrogant. A lot of time, it's not all about making all the money in the world neither. It's like, we got these seasons and holidays coming up. It's one thing I don't really celebrate but anymore. But I think that it solves a lot of stress, and undue stress and anxiety of feeling like you got to provide, and plus you save a little money, and everybody has a right as an American to be able, whatever American might be, but everybody has a right as an individual, let's say that, to celebrate or not celebrate anything they celebrate, man. If this is what people want to do, that's cool. But for me and mine, it got my mind in a place where I don't really worry about these things, and I always try to treat my children, and what I teach them is really my business. I really don't try to share too much of that, but I respect where anybody might be at, and some of it I might not admire too much, but I'm entitled to my own opinion. I don't really care to share too much about it. I just really don't have any beef with people. If you want to celebrate the nightmare before Christmas, if you want whatever it is that you do. You know what I mean? Because I know that ultimately, you know, it brings families together. And if you don't do things in the right manner anyway, it's not gonna be be good. So, you know, gathering and celebrating whatever you're celebrating, if you guys don't do it in a good way, you know, things that seem to be good could turn out bad. So we can't get too caught up in these things, man, because good example is there's times where like a birthday might come or something might happen, you know, and I'm all in my mind like, yeah, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, and then things just don't happen according to plan. And then when I see, you know, the energy that's coming behind it, it's kind of like, yo, I'm going through all this craziness to make this day perfect for somebody, and then they don't seem like they, you know, things don't seem like it pans out like that, and then, or people don't have the same energy that you do, and then it makes you question, what is it that I'm celebrating this birth, you know. I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but there's been plenty of occasions that, you know, you put your heart and soul into like organizing something, and if it's not really with good intention or with God in mind with the situation, I don't really think it pans out anyway. But I just try, that's a lot to say, but I try not to get too vested in emotionally in this stuff, and it's keeping me at an even keel. Like, I feel like mentally I feel better. I'm not moved either way, you know. Of course, we love when people start to cooking and gathering, as long as you guys get together and show love. And I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. I'm just giving you a little bit of my 2 cents, I guess, as they say. But yeah, man, it's your boy J Nat, Lamb Chop Express, putting the rubber to the road. And early Sunday in this new light, and just thinking about my day. I have long days, so, you know, I just sometimes I listen to different podcasts. Sometimes I'll just be in silence. I might listen to instrumentals, random stuff. You know, I was listening to a little jazz now. Sometimes it's way too early to listen to anybody's opinion about anything, but just like that's a contradiction. I'm talking right now, but I got the same concerns as any man that has a family, and just living, you know, in the world of the living. You feel what I'm saying? Just in the world of living. You know, I just want to do right by my children and my wife, and stay out of trouble. I don't want no problems with nobody in this world. I know a lot of people are suffering. I don't mean to be ignorant to things in the world, but it's important to not get too caught up with things of the world, because if you're not being mentally strong and found in the word, you know, they said if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And I'm wise in my own way to the level that I can be, and I'm always striving for perfection. But I know I'm never going to be perfect, but that doesn't mean I'm not trying to do better in my life. You know, I have a short tolerance for stupid and you know, willingly ignorant people. So of course, everybody might not be a person for you, but we just gonna have to weed out the real from the fake as time goes along in this world, man. You know, this year went by pretty fast, and you know, all these days, man, that we're blessed to live, you know, it's kind of like you always questioning, are you really doing everything you're supposed to be doing to your fullest capability? And sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. You know, we just don't beat ourselves up over these things. You know, mentally, a lot of people aren't right, and sometimes I question my sanity. You know what I mean? But that's normal as a human, and I try to do everything in moderation, and try not to overdo anything. You know, that's like eating, that's everything. You know, exercise, eating, you know, everything that I'm practicing in my life. I try not to overdo anything. You know, just always keeping a constant conversation with God, the Most High, because I just know that He knows my thoughts and He knows my heart. A lot of time, I might forget Him, or I might not be such a good example of Him, you know, because I'm not perfect, and I always want to stress that, but that doesn't mean that we making up excuses to do whatever we want, you know, because at least people who know the Most High or claim the Most High God or claim to be Christian or whatever, you know, we're going to have some type of code of ethics, you know what I mean? Like some type of code that we live by. But then, you know, it's always hard because you don't want to beat nobody up for what they're doing or not doing. But then we want to be stern in in what we believe, because that's what we're living. So you just don't accept anything, but, you know, try not to be an ass. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, ass is in the Bible. But, you know, we vibing out and we just chilling on this early new light, man. This blessing of a new day coming. The light hasn't come up yet, but I'm out here early. LAMBCHOP Express. See if I can find something better than that. So how do you stay up when you driving? How do you stay up when you just driving to some mellowed out jazz music? You can fall asleep. Man, you better be up and you better sleep the night before. That's all I know. I be having some good old Bustelo in my cup. Bustelo in my cup. It ain't Folgers, it's Bustelo, man. I got that good old Joe, but it ain't that Joe, it's that Jose. I don't got that Joe in my cup. I got that Jose, baby. That cup of Jose. Nah, but that's how I stay up, man. I basically know that I gotta sleep at a decent time to get up and drive, man. I'll be up at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock at 2 a.m. So it's tough, man, but you just gotta be on point with it. Definitely eating and resting well, not overeating, stuff like that. Don't eat too much before you go to bed. Type stuff, but I take it serious though. I'm always praying, man, on this road. Praying for my family, my household, the people that I love, strangers, even anybody on the road. Sometimes, you know, I just gotta do that. I gotta, Father, please give us safe passage and let us return home safely. I mean, let your will be done. So also, you know, even if it's not my will, but your will be done. And please protect us. Send your angels to surround us as we travel. And everybody that I encounter, even when it's not that, you know, I'm trying to win every soul that I encounter, as long as I'm being peaceful, peaceable, and cordial. You know, I don't overdo nothing. I'm not trying to overdo nothing. Yeah, well, you know, you can overdo it and you can underdo it, right? Man, like, it's weird because I seen this lady in the parking lot, and she looked like she was, I don't know, she must have been new or something, but she had this fluorescent jacket on. She kept walking back and forth, and she looked like she was a little puzzled about something. I don't know, but you know, I'm kind of pressed for time and wanting to get ready. And I gotta do my inspection and get my truck ready, make sure everything's good, and then I jump in the truck, I put everything in the truck, and then like I seen her again, and I ain't think nothing of it, and then, you know, lock up my car. And by the time I did all this, man, like 15-20 minutes already passed. Damn, that was a nice deer that got killed. Yeah, 15 minutes, 20 minutes passed, and I kept going. My manager called me and asked me, do I have a paper log? And that lady needed the log, and I was like, well, man, if she would have asked me, I would have gave it to her, like the paper log, but I didn't get a chance to give it to her. And I feel kind of bad thinking about it. It's just sometimes, man, you know, you just want to go through your day and you're not thinking nothing of it. She didn't seem like she was like in trouble, but I did see her standing there. I don't know if she was doing it, inspecting the truck, but sometimes you know, you're in your own way. You want to help people as much as you can, and sometimes you can't. You know, I kind of look at it like that too with God. Like, some people you can help them, and some people you can't. Some people want to hear it, some people they don't want to hear it. But people with ears gonna hear it regardless, man. Whether you take to it or not, you're gonna hear it. You know, eventually when you're dealing with me. And I think that's one thing that might keep some people away. And I like it, man, because it's like a good repellent for demons and fake ones and demons and haters. You know, because some people they start off on the right foot with you, and they're cool with you, and then they just fall back for whatever reason. Like, now we're way past the stage of being worried about whether or not somebody wants to be our friend, you know, because we have people that love us, and we got little ones depending on us. So we don't play those type of games, you know. With grown people, like grown children, we don't have tolerance for people, and you know, it's we just hoping that people just got some act right. They were raised with some type of, you know, sense, and if they're not, you know, we stay far away from the fake ones. You know, we should be able to discern that and feel that. And one thing that we need to practice as a people, no matter who you are, is not adding wood to the fire, right? Because not everybody knows you deeply and intimately like God does, and people don't know where your mind's at and how deep you are as a person. You know, a soul inside your flesh moving about right now. You know, so that's why some people, I don't never really look at them like, I doubt if I ever really be starstruck, because, man, I my mind's only on the Most High, and the things that He needs me to do, and I'm just got my heart set on that, got it written on my heart. You know, I'm not out here just roaming around like, you know, like I'm lost and wandering through the forest and I don't know where I'm going. You know, like I don't have a compass. I feel like my mom gave me what I needed in order to have enough sense to, you know, seek Him. You know, and some people don't like to hear it. I'm not gonna come with all type of scripture for you, but do whatever works for you. You know, the blessing shows in who I am and the blessings that I get. And I'm not here to brag about my blessings. I'm a man living out here to do better for my wife and my children, and trying to be being a productive citizen of this place. And even if it's not being measured by this place, it's being measured on a different level, that a higher standard. And the Most High wants us to follow. You know, so I'm more worried about that. And I know if I follow that, I'm straight. You know, I'm always convicting myself about my own thoughts and the things that I'm doing. You know, and I'm in touch with my heart. So a lot of people aren't, and you know, just don't be out here like one of them type of people. Like, you out here to add strife and struggle to other people and trouble to people. Like that doesn't really work out too good for people who are like that. People who are like that, I honestly don't believe they live long. But I'm hoping that you guys, man, whatever type of trouble is facing you, that you hold it together, and make no excuses, men. You know, don't be arguing with your woman, bro. Like I that's one thing I gotta practice. Like, don't be, everything ain't, you know, don't overdo it, over talking words and saying. And I need to practice these things. So I'm only saying that because I'm trying to practice what I preach, and I'm just hoping these guys ain't at home making things hard and not, you know, like not making up excuses and not being able to work and provide for your family. You know, sacrifice whatever it is. You know, you go to work, you sacrifice being in the streets and doing all this craziness. You know what I mean? And provide the way you expect people to provide for you and do for you. And nobody's entitled, and I don't care who you are. Be good to people who are around you. Everything that you say and do affects everybody within earshot and everybody that lives with you. So think about the things that you do and think about yourself. Have some type of consideration for yourself and for the people that love you, man. You know, it's kind of like, even when, you know, I have a daughter that doesn't really speak to me much, and that's a long story, but, you know, I'm here for her, and if she wants to just go through life and make excuses for whatever it is that she's doing, you know, I just pray for her, that's it. But the same way that I'm gonna be, I just feel like that's the way my mom taught me, man. You gotta, they say seek his face, man. Seek his face, you know, and I don't know what else really to say, is that you gotta take a step towards something that makes sense and goodness, you know, because you being all bitter and angry, man, people are just angry. People can't talk. People don't know how to speak to each other. Everything is based on racism, on race, and we already know that's what the world is. Through the eyes of man. Through the eyes of man, though. Sometimes I do feel like I could just take off into the wilderness and just go take it right back to the living off the earth, you know, and because before the craziness that's going on in the world. So how do you separate your mind from being affected and controlled by these things? To have, you know, I think the thing is to have peace, is the shalom. To have shalom is the greatest thing any man can ever really get, you know, because if not, you're being controlled by situations, moments, and people. And you know, they say a lot of things. It's like, no matter what happens, even with the COVID or what, if, you know, they turn off the electricity, or if something major happens, and, you know, when it comes to certain things, you know, it's like, where's your mind at, where's your heart at, and where you gonna be if things start getting crazy out here? You know, it's like they trying to prepare us for this zombie apocalypse, it seemed like, you know. The whole time I'm just sitting here like, man, whatever, man, you know, bring it on. Like, you know, all the market of beast and shut down, government shut, you know, there's a lot of things going on, but where's your mind at? You know, they did what they did with the COVID, and then, you know, that damn near made people still ain't right. People weren't right before COVID, and then now after COVID, there's a lot of things going on with the government. Like, I don't know, they taking away people's money, like old people, young people, veterans. It's like, man, there ain't nothing new under the sun, man. This place try to act like it's not a dictatorship, and then they do things that's just like a dictatorship. It almost seems like, for all the foulness that the president did, there ain't no way to impeach him. No, I feel like we'd have been going through the same thing if Kamala would have been here too. And this country's being run by a bunch of people. With all the craziness that's going on, man, that's who they wanted to be sitting there. And that's every president. That's my opinion. You know, like, president don't really run nothing. It's a group of men and women probably that just run this country. But no matter what happens, where's your mind at? Take care of yourself. Go to work. Save your money. Do right by people. You know what I mean? Because I don't really know what to expect. I just know that every celebrity, every rich man, poor man, whatever, every man on earth, you're under the same sun, the same law of nature as I am. You know, you get your days. Yo, ain't that crazy? Yo, man, it's your boy J NAT, man. This is LAMBCHOP Express. I'm tripping. So what I was thinking though was that one thing that's crazy that we all know to be the truth is that you ever see like an older person that you knew since you was young, and then you're looking at these people, and as you get older and you become an adult, and like a lot of time pass, and you look at them, and then you see that like the ending result of their life. Like it's kind of like I don't never want to be like that, you know. And they're good examples, even though they lived a bad example of life. They're good examples of how you don't want to be like that. You understand? So it's like, yo, it's crazy. Like I'm looking at the people, and it's not to like downgrade them or talk crazy on them. It's just that you see the example of decisions that people made, and you steer clear of that, man. You ain't gonna end up like that, you know. So it's almost like you kind of look at people, and then in my mind, I can't help. I'm being honest about my thoughts. I be looking at people. I be like, man, you were given youth, and you were given your body and your time to do what you needed to do for your life, and now at the end of your life, it's not like you could rewind and get back that time to do what you gotta do. So it's like, we all know, a lot of people like, man, if I could have changed a lot of decisions, you know, do that while you still have youth in you. In the scripture, it talks about the woman of your youth. It talks about, you know, the time that you have. Like, you're not supposed to go crazy over money, man. You're supposed to save money here and there. Like, you're not supposed to be, you know, going crazy over it, but you can't waste time, and then at the end of your life, then what? You know, so it's like, don't come asking me, but at the same time, you know, that's how you feel. Like, don't come asking me for nothing when you had all your youth and all your life. You had all your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you know what I mean? 60s, let's just say the 60s, to do what you needed to do for your life. And then here I'm a young man, and like, you mad at me because I wasn't running the streets like you was. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, you take initiative with the time that the Most High gives you. It's a short period of time. It is a short period of time. How long can you work? Well, I ain't never gonna work. I know dudes that said, bro, I ain't working for the white man. You ain't working for the white man. All right. And we see how that worked out. That same person that was saying that way back in the days, I got into this long, how would you say, like a hard discussion. It was like a tough discussion about working for the white man and all this, and where he at now. He in jail. You know what I mean? Like, we older now, and it's like, man, we do what we have to do, so one day we can do what we want to do, man. And like, and it's true, we can't piss away, but maybe you could piss away your 20s and get back, but I don't suggest it. You know, like 30s to your 40s, and then you struggling. Nah, man, you gotta get all that irresponsibility out of your blood by the time you're 20, 15, 16. You're supposed to be working. Like, come on, bro. And sometimes I know that I may not live to see my older years, man, but I'm not gonna live like I'm not. You know, of course, we're not gonna be here forever. We all know that. You do something constructive with your time. I know that if I had a chance to do it again, I would have did it. I would have took it a lot more seriously when I was younger, to do more when I was younger. But I I did a lot, but I could have did better, you know. So we just chalk that up to my youth. But yeah, man, take the example of people. The whole moral to the story is take the example of the people that surround you and things that's going on. I mean, for those who are younger, don't be wasting these, man. Because I'm telling you, like, don't be smoking all crazy, man. Because that's gonna make you just waste a lot of time. Be busy. Stay busy in things that you need to do. That's just a little advice for me, man. It's NAT, LAMBCHOP Express. This sounds like I want like better sound music. I don't know. There's something about this because I know there's some jazz music that's like off the hook. I don't think I can play that. Yeah, man. Try to put it on some jazz music. Yeah, man. Something about life, man. It's crazy. It's we gotta continue to put this work in, man. It's like never ending. But what would you be doing if you weren't? You know, I try to tell people, man, got a little cramp in my leg. Yeah. That if you ever really want anything in life, you gotta have to work for it, you know? It's gonna take work. Yeah, it's gonna take some work, man. For anything that we have, we gotta work for it. So it's like, don't you want to have things that you need in life before you get older? You know, it's like, who wants to struggle? It's like nobody wants to really struggle, you know. We gotta use what the Most High gave us. If we have health in our bones, we gotta make it happen with our mind or our body. So take one day at a time, take care of yourself, and keep being positive about the future. Man, I got a cramp in my leg. I don't want to go out. Oh my goodness. Drinking that coffee. Doesn't want to stop cramping up. That hurts. You ever get that hamstring cramp? And I just ate a banana. That's crazy. Probably a little dehydrated. Need some water. But I always have water. I just gotta try to grab it. Yeah, I love my schedule though, man. I have a good schedule. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And I work Saturdays sometimes. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sometimes they change it up. 3 days on, 4 days off. 4 days on, 3 days off sometimes. Oh my goodness, this cramp is killing my leg. Came off of my jazz music. So, you know, what I want to say is, man, regardless of whatever's happening, these guys, man, live life, you know, the way you want to live it. I guess you're gonna live it the way you want to anyway. Just acknowledge that we all need love and peace, man, and things will be a lot better. We all know that. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know these things, man, and just practice having long suffering and patience, you know, and try to remove hate from out your heart and out your mind, man. Try not to soak up a lot of madness, you know. But with that being said, man, I hope you guys are blessed on the day. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe. It's your boy J Nat, and this was just a little ride. I appreciate you guys riding out with me for a little while on my day on this new light, man. Y'all be safe out there commuting. Show love to all that you can, and just be good out there, y'all people. Be safe.